Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a good day. We're going to have some evening current events. So, Warner Brothers and the Aquaman movie have decided to do something controversial. Everybody knows about the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing, about the finger, about how she likes to take a shit in his bed and whatnot. Well, here's the thing. I kind of am am not upset about Warner Brother wishing their employee happy birthday. What I am upset about is that doing so, it just seems that they are ignoring all of the stuff going on with Amber Heard. There is audio proof that she has abused Johnny Depp. I'm not going to play it on here, folks, but there is audio proof that all the stuff that's going on in this case between her and Depp, she is the abuser. And Warner Brothers and Aquaman kind of did a very bad take on Twitter, wishing her a fantastic birthday. Here's the thing. I understand due process. Believe me, I'm a proponent for it. But when the evidence is so overwhelming and out there for public to hear and see, yeah, I'm also entitled to my opinion. And my opinion is, if I was working at Warner Brothers, I would separate myself from Amber Heard. She has proven to be damaging to potential profits. Now, I am not for cancel culture, folks. Do not get me wrong. It is ultimately up to them what to do. And it is ultimately their right to wish Amber Heard a happy birthday. And so I saw Entertainment Hacker's video on the audio. And I basically, it's like, oh my gosh, man, with all this shit, I can come up with a beautiful introduction to her. If I ever was to introduce her into, or bring her out into like a show or something. Ladies and gentlemen, she'll shit in your bed and cut off your finger, and then she'll take a dose of antipsychotic so she doesn't remember a damn thing. Because basically, I found out that she's on an antipsychotic known as Seroquel. I know, I used to take this thing so I could sleep. And yes, he does, Adiga. Entertainment Hacker, he does do great work. And big shout out to Entertainment Hacker. He does great, or he's been covering the Amber Heard situation with Johnny Depp extensively, and I actually, when I see that he's released a video on it, I actually cover it. And yeah, I go to his channel for hearing most of the stuff because he does provide a semi-biased but still an objective report on it. Now, the fact that this woman has literally taken a shit in Johnny Depp's bed. Also, I've seen a video of her freaking trying to coax Johnny back with her naked form, which I will not show on here. That would get my stream pulled in a heartbeat. I have seen all of this twisted psychosis that this woman has. And I do not think that it is good to wish somebody who is a proven abuser and criminal, in my opinion, happy birthday publicly. I'm sorry, that's my belief system, folks. So, yeah, I even said it on Twitter. You are endorsing domestic violence by ignoring all of the proof positive that this woman is indeed an abuser. I cannot stand when people get away with stuff like that. The fact that she has not yet been charged criminally is insane. But it is ultimately up to Johnny Depp to press those charges. He is already suing her for defamation and for the other stuff, yes. But it is ultimately up to him if he will pursue criminal charges. So, yeah. I think she should be charged criminally for what she has done. That's assault with a deadly weapon, first off. Throwing the bottle. Grievous injury to Johnny Depp, his finger and whatnot. There's a lot of things that can be tacked onto it. Now, that's just one of the things that I wanted to cover. And believe me, I could go all night on Amber Heard. Just because the woman has a small attractive factor does not mean that she is attractive in any shape, way, or form. This woman, just because she has a little bit of attractiveness, it is completely thrown out the window when you hear what kind of person she is. And when you realize what kind of person she is. And hold on, folks, I just received a message. But yeah, I think that it is absolutely redonkulous that happy day to you, happy dinosaur. It is beautiful on the outside, but not on the inside. She's not even beautiful on the outside, man. Not anymore. It was not a joke. Autocorrect did. I thank you for me. It autocorrected Heard to Hurt. Yeah. I hear you there, man. Yeah, I just watched a little special tape for guy reasons. It is not exactly, man. I watched it and it's like that does nothing. My friend who is watching the stream, I'm talking about Amber Heard. She is an actress who played Mara in Aquaman. He just asked me in Messenger, so I get the Messenger on my Kindle as well. Shout out to my friend. He's a good guy. He really is. He lives over in Norway, I think it is. But yeah, we're talking about Amber Heard and how her foolishness. Yeah, you could say she's hot, buddy, but I'll agree to disagree with you. But, I mean, I've seen her in Machete Kills, the sequel to the Machete movie with Danny Trejo. And I've seen her in Aquaman. I've seen her on a porn site because she decided to take her clothes off and do some stupid stuff. And, well, she's pretty prevalent out there. I mean, she basically pulled a Sharon Stone from Basic Instinct while going out to steal people's toilet paper, apparently. Driving out splay-legged like this, frickin' without panties on. I mean, that's just disgusting. I mean, I wouldn't even touch that with a 10-foot pole. Hell, I wouldn't even touch that with a planetary-wide pole. But to be honest, folks, I do not think that DC was thinking clearly when they did that. Nicolas Cage on set of Drive Angry called her a psycho. Because she is a psycho, Junebug. She is indeed a psycho. She is a psychopath. She is psychotic. I mean, it is freaking on tape where she's like, did I do that? Oh my God. Where she freaked out and literally said, did I do that? Or after she was sedated. And here's something that is curious. Seroquel, I know because I have taken it. It is fast acting, but how fast did it act to get her freaking sedated? 50 milligrams for an adult should pretty much put you out pretty quickly. I mean, I was taking 100 back then when I was taking it. She is psycho. I was making a statement that Nicolas Cage called her a psycho. I mean, she makes Norman Bates look like Khalil. Khalil. Yeah. That is a good one. Just release the Snyder Cut. Yes, release the frickin' Snyder Cut. Make no movies for a couple years and then completely reboot DC Universe. Well, they're supposed to be doing that with the Flash, Happy. That's what I'm hearing. But now, because of Ezra Miller's stupidity, they might not even do that. I mean, there is so much cursed on the DCEU is so cursed right now because of all this crap going on. Not just with the COVID, and yes, we are allowed to say it nowadays, folks, because as long as we do not spread any false rumors or information about it, we can actually say it. And all I am simply saying is that COVID-19 has been ruining a lot of things right now. The economy, it's been delaying movies left and right. So, yeah. But on to the other thing, Tessa Thompson, back in 2018, November. Exactly. Oh, my God, yes. Recast him with Grant Gustin? Dude, they should make the frickin' CW Flash mainstream. They really should. Honestly, I agree 100%. They should. Now, here's the thing, folks. The latest thing with Tessa Thompson back in 2018, where she was promoting Creed 2, and I just watched that movie, by the way, and what they said in that, frickin' what's his name says it addresses toxic masculinity. I just watched that movie. It really doesn't. It really, really doesn't. Now, services at Warner Brothers will no longer be required. Exactly, Junebug, exactly. I would just tell Ezra Miller that you may have the right of freedom of speech, but when you're representing our company and there are things, cameras, be smart with your freedom of speech otherwise. Yeah. I'm off to bed. Talk to you tomorrow, buddy. All right, you have a good night, buddy. My friend on Messenger, his name's Cold Grim, folks. He's a very good guy. I view being called toxic as a compliment. Thing is, dude, I have a support toxic masculinity from Lethal shirt from Lethal Lightning. I don't wear it because, well, it started to rip. Bad fabric, I guess, but I still have it, and basically I will keep it as a souvenir. So, yeah. But Tessa Thompson, back during those November interview of 2018, promoting Creed's and her European tour, I don't really want to be in a movie full of a bunch of white men, no offense, or white people, no offense, and I want to be, and I don't want to be part of a production or be working with just a bunch of men, no offense, but I want to be working more inclusive and how the world is or every day out there. I want it to be like that in here. You are being racist. I'm sorry, but that is offensive, Tessa. You may be a decent actress, and I do say decent with the most lenience, or with the most leniency, because here's the thing. If you are going to say stuff like that, and then you say, I want to be more inclusive, you are doing the opposite. And I did cover this in a video, folks. If you guys want to see it, it's a couple days old, I think, right now. Tessa Thompson, basically, her comments are racist and sexist. They are indeed racist and sexist. And I am so sick and tired of these actors and actresses thinking that they have a right to preach to us, the common folk, simply because they have the money and the fame and all of that nonsense. They do not have a right to preach to us. They are not a part of what the kind of world that we are a part of. Sure, they go shopping. Sure, they do all this and that. But they are so out of touch with reality. Yeah, Yeah, that's bullshit, man. Tessa Thompson adding the phrase "no offense" makes it no longer. It actually still does, man. Still does. But here's the thing, folks. What she said, in full context, it doesn't make it any better. That's exactly why I say we need men like Clark Gable. Again on the screen, true man's man with class. Exactly. How you doing, Riot? We're just talking about the whole Amber Heard getting wished happy birthday by Warner Brothers, even after they are pretty much, I'm sure they're aware of the whole thing going on, and how there is heavy evidence suggesting she is indeed guilty of physically abusing Johnny Depp. We're also talking Tessa Thompson. So, yeah, and if anybody wants to come in, let me know and I'll drop the link into the chat. But here's the thing, folks. Tessa Thompson should not, I mean, it's like, look, we know that Apollo Creed's son Adonis is black. Who gives a shit? We get it. I'm with Altiori, folks. When they start pushing all the identity politics, it turns me off completely. It should not matter what a character's skin color is. It should not matter what their damn gender is. It should not matter what is dangling or not dangling between their damn legs. It should not matter what god or gods they worship. None of that should matter when it comes to hiring people to do a job. Warner Brothers can wish her a happy birthday. I see nothing wrong with it. Even with that, she's done. Yeah, and like I said, that is their right, right? I agree, that is their right. But because of all this controversy, I do not think it is smart. In the words of Martin Luther King, I tried your man on his character, not the color of his skin. Yes, judge a man not on the color of his skin, but by his character. Exactly, Junebug. But yes, Tessa Thompson, I'm sorry. I would say that's not exactly something you really should say promoting a movie. I mean, if I would have known that she had said this shit 2 years ago, I probably wouldn't have even touched Creed or Creed 2. I haven't even seen Creed 1. I saw Creed 2 simply because it was free on Amazon Prime. And I was curious as to see the Drago connection with Rocky after all these years, you know? And yes, objectively, that movie is like 3.5 out of 5. Subjectively, I gave it a 5 out of 5. 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. But moviegoer, hey, if you like the freaking Rocky series and the Creed movie, I'd give it a 5 out of 5. But other than that, the stuff that went on behind the scenes with Tessa Thompson, I think it was stupid. I mean, I don't care what your personal beliefs are. Keep that shit out of the marketing for your movie. That's all I'm saying, folks. Keep it out of the movie. Keep it out of the marketing for the movie. Because if you are going to push that nonsense, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to want to listen to you now that they know what kind of person you are. And Tessa Thompson, when you say you want to be inclusive, but you don't want to work with a bunch of white people, no offense, or men, no offense, that's not being inclusive. It's being exclusive. And I think it is very important that you learn what is what. Because by being exclusive, you are saying, I don't want to work with these people, but I do want to work with these people. That's not right. That is not right. That is only going to seek to divide people further. You want to really unite the world? You want to be unifying? Then you got to stop thinking so much on the color of your skin and stop identifying yourself and saying, the color of the skin of my skin is who I am. No, it isn't. It is your actions that determine who you are. And exactly, right? Exactly. Tessa, honey, you already worked with white men and women. Exactly. And that is why her stupid ass statement makes no sense, because in those same years, she was working with a bunch of white people in the freaking movies, like Avengers Endgame and Thor Ragnarok. And if you honestly think that people are just going to forget about those movies just because she says, well, I want to be more inclusive, they're not. I'm going to shame you for not seeing a movie that isn't made for you. Yeah, Happy Dinosaur, you get that one's going to get you. But thing is, folks, there's like I pointed out before in a couple of my previous videos, Hollywood was declining even before COVID-19 started hitting. People were sick of the identity politics. They were losing money before all this stuff started. People don't want to go to the movies to be preached to. They want to go to the movies to escape all that nonsense. And when you put all of this crap here and in the movies, well, here's the thing. Nobody's going to want to watch them. Nope. Just sharing my stuff quickly, folks, on Twitter. But yeah, basically, folks, it's the oppression Olympics. The more buzzwords you pile up, the higher you are on the ladder for backpats and special perks. You're damn right, Riot. You're damn right. You are absolutely right. I sexually identify as a box of bowling pins. Oh, happy. That's good, man. That is good. Hey, people can say what they want about James Bond back in the 60s here. Asian girls, they were either going to have black actors in James Bond back in the day, but the script is a call for it. Yeah, the whole thing with James Bond is also stupid. I mean, I absolutely love what the producers and owners of James Bond currently said. He can be a person of color, but he ain't going to be a freaking female. And I absolutely loved how they stood by that. That is awesome. And I don't mind so much if he is a person of color. I mean, if Idris Elba wants to be, or if they want to make Idris Elba freaking James Bond, let them make Idris Elba James Bond. I have no problem with a person of color being James Bond, because James Bond is known for two things. He is known for, well, he's known for three things. Getting a vodka martini, shaken not stirred, blowing shit up, and betting a bevy of chicks. To be a Bond girl back then, during the days of James Bond, before all this woke nonsense started, was a coveted title. Bond girl. Coveted title, folks. That's what it was. And for them to say, we're not going to use Bond girl on the set anymore, you're fucking stupid. How you doing, Ray Shield? I hate racist Tessa Thompson. Thing is, what she did say is indeed racist and indeed sexist and very stupid. Now, and it's just very ridiculous that that these idiots are allowed to talk like this and not have any sort of accountability. So it is up to the people who are their money makers or bread givers to show that, or it is up to us to not pay them. I will not pay a dime for any movie that woman acts in. I won't. I will not. Not at all. If I go see Thor Love and Thunder, I'll go and I'll pay a friend back a while later after I see the movie. The money comes from his freaking pocket or her pocket, depending on who I'm with. But yeah, Thor actor Tessa Thompson don't want to work with a bunch of white people and a bunch of men. Exactly, Ray. That's what we're covering. We already covered the Amber Heard stuff. But to give a brief recap for those who are just joining us, Amber Heard basically, or Warner Brothers wished her a happy birthday. That's their right. I'm not going to fault them for it, but I am going to say that it was not smart of them to. Basically, because of all of the of all the stuff going on with the Heard Depp case and all of the overwhelmingly proof positive evidence that she is indeed the aggressor and abuser in this case, Warner Brothers should not be doing stuff like wishing her a happy birthday. They should actually be distancing themselves from her because she is proven to be not wanted. The people have spoken. They don't want her in movies that they like because they are, or they don't want people who are physically abusive to others doing movies. And yes, many of them are jumping on the whole cancel culture train. There's the protests and the petitions, that they have. And it's ridiculous, folks. It is ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. I do not take part in cancel culture. I'm not going to sign any of those petitions. I think that it is up to the studio, Warner Brothers. But they have made their choice, and now they're going to have to live with their choice because it's going to cause a bunch of people, myself included, not to watch their movie. I do not want to give money to or support to a studio that endorses domestic violence. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. And if that includes not seeing other movies by Warner Brothers, you know what? I'll have to live with that. I'm all for prestigious men to be James Bond as long as they can do a European accent. If they can pull off the British accent, yes. You don't just say, "Did you get a haircut?" to James Bond, and that's it. Jeez. I don't even know where that comes from, man. And James Bond is supposed to be a character, or be all one character. So how are we going to explain continuity-wise, but all of a sudden James Bond is a different race? Thing is, man, that's very true. That's a good point, Junebug. That is a very good point. How are you going to explain that James Bond suddenly went from white to black? Especially when all of these things were supposed to happen within the same timeline. I mean, yes, they have made movies, or Casino Royale, I believe, is a remake and whatnot. So, yeah. I don't understand is studio heads should have more of personality through this platform. YouTube, they have 3 promos to promote their movies like what they did back in the 50s on television. Interesting. Just say he had a horrible tanning accident. There. Oh my God, Happy. That is just nuts, man. But yeah, for those of you guys just joining in, thank you for joining in. And my internet might short out in a second. I am back, folks. Now, I am going to start wrapping it up. Yeah, sorry about that. I am going to start wrapping it up. This is going to be a small one. I've said what I needed to say. So, if you guys catch this on the replay, awesome. But y'all know the drill. If you do catch it on, please also, everybody in the chat, please do leave a like if you can. It helps support the channel more than you know. It helps get my channel out there. So please remember to leave a like. I know that there's at least 5 people that were in the chat. So please do leave a like. It means the world. And I am at currently 392 subscribers. I am hoping to have at least 400 by the end of the week. So please share my channel, support by sharing it and doing all that you can to support it. Anyway, folks, I am going to start wrapping it up. Y'all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know down in the comments below if you are catching this on the replay. What do you think of the Warner Brothers thing with Amber Heard wishing her happy birthday? Was it smart to do so? It is their right, but was it smart? And also, what do you think of Tessa Thompson's racist comments from a year and a half ago? Anyway, folks, this has been Orange Hat Reviews. I'll catch y'all on the next one. And in the meantime, stay humble.